We have a really interesting story to start with, and particularly for those of you who are trying hard to get pregnant and it's not just happening. And for Francis, Micklem and Jani Ilovnen, I don't know whether you could say time is running out, Francis. Is it? Do you sort of feel the biological clock?
Yes, it seems definitely a good moment to act, yeah.
And you are, this is very intrusive now, but you are 43?
Yes.
And Jan, you are?
37.
Okay. And both of you really badly want to have a baby?
It would be absolutely brilliant.
It's time to do that then. It's a summer of love, so...
It's the summer of love.
It is the summer of heat and the summer of love, yeah. And the two, I mentioned in a steak there, the two of you met or had your first date in Woodstock, was it?
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful spot.
It was absolutely great fun.
Nature and river there and all the walks there.
Yeah.
So it couldn't be much better.
It is, and the river is beautiful to swim in now.
Had a lovely sunny day and
safely, yeah.
Picnic down there, so...
That was the first date.
That was the first time.
You're half English, half Irish, Francis.
Yes.
And you're Finnish.
I'm Finnish.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about yourselves, Francis. What do you do?
Well, I suppose nearly 10 years ago, or maybe even 12 years ago, I built Harmony Hall out near Paulstown, and that's amazing. A local architect designed it, Michael Rice, and it's sacred geometry, so lots of healing happens there. It's a very peaceful place. It's definitely the most beautiful valley of County Kilkenny, I'd say, but I'm trying to be a bit biased.
And there are lots of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so basically we've just been doing that, and Jani is a vegan chef, and so we have this...
My part is to do a bit of organic cooking and provide the vegan dinners there.
And do you organically grow as well?
We have a little organic patch, so we start
What do you mean
farm.
little? It's massive.
Is
We're
it?
only just getting started, a third of an acre.
Are you serious? That's quite a big garden, yeah.
So we have been get actually help for the woofers.
That's the willing workers on organic farms.
Yeah.
They come
So
and
there's
learning.
The
absolutely
woofers, yeah, I
yeah.
remember those, yeah.
Knowledge, a lot of knowledge about organic growing and bit of helping hand for.
Yeah.
So we don't use any pesticides or spraying there. So everything is a hand.
So you're not just vegetarian, you're vegan, so
Yeah.
you
Yes,
you use, like Martina, our receptionist.
Yes.
Were you talking to her about it this
I
morning?
didn't come up.
Martina's vegan as well, so
lovely.
no animal products of any description.
Yeah, we want to just practice total harmlessness and kind of enjoy everything, all things natural. That's the plan.
And who comes to... Sorry, Annie?
Yeah, my view is that for cooking, it's actually possible these days. You can have a diet without meat, so it is possible. So
And
there's
do it in style.
do it in style.
Do it in
So
style, yeah, because
basically
it can be a bit boring, vegan.
Unless you know what you're doing.
Exactly,
Well,
you can actually cook exactly the same.
We tease Martina when we're all looking at our lunches.
So it's all about the knowledge, and I think a lot of about it's a fear. People don't actually know nothing about that, so first reactions. So
and it's knowing how, because we've a whole balance, obviously, of a meat diet, because it's been there in Ireland and in our backgrounds for years and years, and we've inherited it from our mothers and
It's just what we
grandmothers
think, but actually a lot of people struggle with allergens to one part or another of the dairy and everything else, so it totally suits us. But we have a lot of different people come down, considering we're out potentially in the wild. Local businesses come. There's a space there for brainstorming and coming up with creative ideas.
I've never heard of it. I'm ashamed to say.
Well, it's just out our road here.
Yeah.
So, and then also we have it in terms of B&B and healing. We have it, as we call it, a retreat and corporate think tank. So we have lots of really highbrow people in social work, in mental health, in government, in senior in industry, and everybody comes and has some kind of new ideas, kind of trying to break the mould and let positive things happen throughout society.
Okay, so you do that, and then you feed them all this lovely vegan food.
Yes,
do they have to eat vegan food? They do.
Everybody happy in eat and finish
a steak could be out of the question.
Sometimes we don't even say that it's vegan, and nobody notices, because
so we have been actually, when we start eating dinner, so between that we have been just conversation. Actually, there's no any dairy or any animal products used for that, and
they're not, as long as it's tasty, and lots of grains and pulses.
Yes, so you can do exactly same kind of all the cooking, most of example, Thai curries, lasagnas, all those are possible produce. You don't actually even
an Irish stew with, say, Guinness, but instead of chicken, we'd have tofu.
That have been quite popular. People coming with the different continents. There's Australia, there's South America, Canada.
Everywhere
even
people
the
come.
French,
but you're into lots of other things. Francis, maybe you in particular, you're an animal communicator and you also do home clearing of bad energy.
Yeah,
what's that?
I mean, everyone's aware of all the water that kind of falls from the sky around here, but people aren't necessarily that aware of how much underground water there is. And so we have a lot of impact on us.
Is this the whole geopathic stressing?
Yeah.
Oh, we had a whole series on that recently.
Great.
Yeah. So you do that too?
Yeah. So that's an interesting process, but I like to see it all connected. What's happening in the environment, and things like the pylons would be obviously completely against, and
you're into all of that as
and
well.
Trying to keep the place special.
But talk to us about trying to get pregnant.
Well, it's an enjoyable journey because we kind of just decided to put the time aside.
You're not together that long, are you?
No, just for 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
And so,
and you haven't had babies before,
no.
Francis, yeah.
So basically, what happens? We heard about this Pillar Healthcare, the people who've designed it, and one of them is a nutritionist, and the other one is like 20 years in the health food industry. So,
and they're based in Airfield. Is that right?
That's the people who are running this kind of world first trial.
Okay,
but
this is the trial.
The design was in Enniscorthy.
Right.
And so what they did was they'd witnessed over many years all the different things that seemed to help balance this, or if there was DNA fragmentation, then that could be corrected using X, Y, and Z. So they realised if they put all these things together, they would have a complete detox for both the man and woman, and
to give you the best chance of getting pregnant.
But partly also because there's the 1 in 4 chance. 1 in 4 people have a problem with fertility. That it's not that it's a man's problem or a woman's problem. It's just the level of pollution that everybody and not great food and not great lifestyle and stress that is making people infertile, rather than there being a specific health problem.
So basically, this a hectic lifestyle these days. People don't have a time to eat properly.
Or make love.
The food is so processed.
Well, that's kind of a first base, isn't it?
You need to find time.
Call me old-fashioned.
But the food is quite processed, and it's not anymore same what it used to be 20-30 years ago. So it's there's a lot of pesticides and
chemicals
when the animals have been grown. So male point of view, you might be missing the zinc and magnesium there, but are very important for.
Yes.
So this is part of when I mentioned Airfield in Kilkenny, they're ReproMed, right?
Yes.
And so as part of what they do, then they're doing this trial on pre-conception or pre-fertility treatment. And this is the only part that you're going to do because you're not into artificial insemination and those kind of things.
Absolutely. This is actually a separate thing that they're running for Pillar Healthcare. So it's a separate trial. They were very knowledgeable about all the different options that could follow on if we weren't successful in this 3 months. But our belief would be that everything, especially anything to do with life, it's not really about trying to govern it. It's about trying to be receptive to, what's for us won't pass us by, but to create a good enough environment for a baby to come in, rather than try and force the issue.
So what have you been doing, and what have you been doing? Apart from the making love bit, which maybe might be a bit intrusive to ask about, but that's
Well, basically, the nutritionist, because it's a whole series, it's not just a supplement. The nutritionist said, right, have avocados every day, because that's the good oils, and make sure you have protein in every diet, so in every snack.
So
and
We start basically in the beginning, what you eat and what you have a daily basis.
So they checked out what you're doing already. Yeah. How long ago did you start, by the way?
We started all the tests and the...
So say about a month and a half, 2 months now. So it's take a time, because to take a whole blood count, there's men take semen analysis, so obviously it's a DNA, to check the DNA, everything's going well.
Yeah.
So that's going green.
They do scans for the
so
girls.
Then it's a basic coming step where we start taking the detox and those nutrients.
We've only recently done that, so it's but there's the nutrition, and then there's going to be an exercise program. But already we feel like totally different. I mean, it's only 5 days into it.
But you're on good diets already.
Yes.
What's
True,
changed?
but there's still you can eat very well, but you can getting kind of blind what you're eating. So it's a certain point. It's actually great to get the consultation what you're having on your plate. So you said, look, there's enough carbs, there's enough fiber, and there's a fruits and veg, all the rainbow colors.
We weren't doing anything wrong. We're just missing some key ingredients.
Okay, so and some of those are avocados, for instance.
Yes.
It's the one for those superfoods, actually, what I recommend.
You're
all
going
for that,
going for those. What did your initial checkup show that you were healthy and that your kind of beans were in a row?
Yeah, I like that expression. Yeah. I think they're in a row, or maybe huddled together, but they're all fine.
Yeah.
And as far as we could see, it was kind of difficult to read the. But
there's no big reason why you shouldn't become pregnant.
No, we were short on vitamin D because there's lack of sunshine, but we might be correcting that as we speak. And
there's a B12, so that's the most of coming with the animal protein, so it is possible
you
to
need
source
to watch
it
that.
different. Yeah.
So we've got that's obviously being supplemented. But
and what else then besides the food and your diet are you doing? You mentioned an exercise program.
Well, it's funny because I mean, you'd be the main swimmer in the household and cyclist, and I'd be more horse riding.
Well, you both look very fit.
Well, I mean, I suppose that's in a way what we'd love to do, is be living proof that if you just work with what the best that there is, then you can participate in all of life and in a good way. So that's what we're trying to do.
At the same time, that basically turns at building a house. So when you build a good foundation, so it's a perfect foundation, then get the healthy baby as well. So
okay, so people listening to us will wonder. Now, this is part of what ReproMed, who do all the other artificial inseminations and fertility treatment and everything, they go kind of right the way through, and that might take a year or more with couples. You don't want to do that. Are you the only people that are doing this trial, or is there a whole bunch of others?
I think there's 15 or 20 couples on the programme, and we don't know them yet, but I suppose down the line we might all
get together
with
your babies, hopefully.
Wouldn't be fantastic.
If I understand right, that's actually first this type of program whole Europe, so
it's the first of the whole of Europe, this particular part of it.
And a lot of people, there's an association with men not being able to or not really wanting to talk about the factors in terms of their health or specific problems that might crop up, or so it's, instead of it being seen as a problem, they can just do the program and see if that makes the difference.
It's tailor made to them.
Yeah.
Did I gather that you were told to lose weight?
Yes, well, it's get yourself optimum.
All right, you don't look as if you need to lose weight, but maybe you've done it already.
A few pounds is could be
a few
good
pounds,
is that
all? Yeah.
We had fun because they said, just try and lose £1 a week, and as soon as someone tells us to do something like that, it was really fancy packet of crisps. And
just actually when you start taking a supplement, all the cravings have been totally gone.
Well, listen, but what are the hopes, Francis, for you in particular at 43? I think they've got this awful word what do they call you? A geriatric, even at 35 or something.
I wouldn't be going down the geriatric road.
But that's what they call women who are pregnant over 35, apparently.
Well, I think this is interesting because my friend in America got pregnant at probably 35, 37, and she was immediately wheeled off to the birth defects clinic, for discussion. These are all negative creations, and I would say that it's not about participating in any of that, and even the people who are younger. Their friend who's also 30, maybe 31, she's having a baby. All they've said to her is keep taking the folic acid. There is no proper, genuine information. It's a complete throwaway of responsibility to say you're a geriatric, so something might go wrong. We've got to take the responsibility back as people and look after ourselves, because there's a lot of people that are pretty geriatric at 20, and there's lots of people who've looked after themselves, cared about self-respect.
That's a common part of the nutrition. So when we get the actually those in the right balance, so that's possible actually produce the healthy baby.
And if we don't, we don't. But at least we'll have.
How full of hope are the two of you? You're very happy, positive people. How it can be quite a difficult thing. I mean, how long have you been? You've only been together for 2 years. How long have you been?
Most
trying?
of the time, really, 18 months. I'd say we kind of knew that it was the way to go because of the sort of people we are, we and the connection that we have. It was like this is the obvious.
You didn't think about time, so you can actually pass that on, and
pass on
the time. So this can become too late, that stage. So we think there's no point of waiting anymore.
Okay, so you're going to go first. Well, look, it's hope for people, and I know, it can be such a trying and anxious thing to be trying to have a baby.
It can,
and this is a very, as you've been saying, both of you, a very unintrusive, healthy way to try and give your body as it is, with all your makeup, the best chance that you can have to have the baby.
And it's not stressful because, I think that's going to really block it as well. Lots of people say that if you, they try and they're keeping an eye on their calendar, and it's like the second blue moon of the fourth week of the third harvest sun. and then right, we've got to get into bed ASAP.
Take your temperature then.
Take your temperature.
It's the awful lot of stress. So I think the key is this actually.
Okay, this doesn't involve it. And it's the pre-Conceive program, just to get that clear, and it has come from an Irish local company, isn't that right?
Pillar Healthcare. They're actually a man who's a great friend and his nephew, and they're so knowledgeable, and so it's really nice to be part of an ethical proper kind of holistic plan about, rather than something that isn't, that's just kind of come on the market. So it is exciting.
My last question is always, when will we know? You're hoping any time now.
Well,
but the trial goes on.
We'll definitely report back. We've got 3 months on the programme, and it's not like the whatever the thing is, the insemination, when you're actually not supposed to even sleep together. You have to sort of just extract an egg, and everything else goes on separately. Yeah. So
you're all cuddled up together.
Yeah, it's all about being cuddled up. But I wanted to make a special request, if I could, because of the campaign to save Kilkenny. That we're never going to conceive if the council don't stop work on the bridge. Because the thing is, we're having to keep a 24-hour vigil.
Are you protesting down there as well?
Absolutely.
That's not
We've been
very
down
good
there
for
night
getting
and day.
pregnant, is it? You've been down there night and day.
Yeah,
have you?
and it's so there's a vote happening on Saturday. So I think that if they could just say promise, and actually keep to it definitely, that there'll be no work done on it, the pile driver won't go in, or the stone they're planning for today. If we could say that that's not going to happen for 2 days, then we can stay at home and have a love-in like John and Yoko and get on with the task in hand.
All right, well, maybe John Mulholland is listening.
Oh, I hope so.
But he'll be blushing, I'm sure, if he is. But listen, lovely to meet you both.
Thank you.
Very best of luck with it. I'm sure you'd make absolutely fabulous parents, and it would be a lucky baby. So the best of luck with it all, and
Brilliant.
Thanks a million. million for coming and talking to us about it.
Thank you.
Francis, Micklem and Jani Ilovnen. And we're talking about the pre-Conceive programme, just in case people want to check it out. And it's available as part of the Repro Med Fertility Clinic in Airfield in Kilkenny. And as far as you know, this is the only trial that's going on for this
Absolutely.
pre-Conceive programme. Thank you very much.